Learning English can literally make you rich. And I don't mean that in some cheesy motivational way. I mean in a very practical, real way. Most people think English is just about passing an exam, watching Netflix or maybe traveling. But no, English is way more than that. English is a money tool, it's a passport to opportunities. It's the bridge that can take you from being stuck in your local reality to playing in the global economy. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why English can be the best investment of your life, how it can open the biggest doors for you, and how you can use it strategically to build a future with more money, more freedom, and more options. Now, we live in a hyper connected world with just your phone and an internet connection. You are already in the same digital space as someone in New York, London, or Sydney. But there's one invisible barrier that separates millions of people, and that is the language. Think about this: more than 80 of the world's online educational content is in English. Most of the information in technology, science, business, self development, it's first published in English. Now imagine two people. One only speaks their local language, the other one speaks English, and they can both search for opportunities. But one of them has access to 10, 20, 100 times more doors. Who do you think is going to have the advantage? And this is why I say English is not just a language, it's leverage. It gives you the ability to compete in a much bigger market. Now let's make this practical. How exactly can English make you money? Number one is better jobs. Companies pay more to employees who can communicate with international clients, even if your own country. If you have English, your salary can jump 20, 30%. I mean, 50% higher than people doing the exact same job. Number two is remote work and freelancing. Let's say you are a designer or you are a video editor. If you only speak your language, you compete with people locally. But if you speak English, suddenly you can work for clients in the US, Europe, Australia, and you are getting paid in dollars or euros. Imagine what can do to your financial life. And number three is entrepreneurship. English allows you to sell your product or service globally. And if you run an online store, you don't have to limit yourself to your own country. You can reach the entire world. And who dominates the online market? Of course, people who understand English. And the number four is that you can learn high income skills. Many of the best courses, mentors, resources for developing skills like coding, investing, digital marketing, or sales are in English. And if you don't know English, you are late to the game. But if you do, you are playing on day one ahead of the curve. So you see, English is not just about communication, it's about money flow. And when you start learning English, something deeper happens. You don't just learn words, you start developing a global mindset. You stop thinking only in terms of your local city and your local currency, your local opportunities. You start thinking in terms of dollars, euros, global networks, international clients. And that shift is powerful because money is connected to perspective. And if your perspective is small, your opportunities will be small. But once your perspective expands, once you start thinking globally, you realize, wait, I don't need to be limited by my country's economy. I can literally earn abroad without leaving my house. And that is the magic of English. It's not just about language skill, it's a mindset skill. And what's crazy? People usually think of learning English as an extra skill, like something nice to have or nice to know, but not essential. And what they don't see is the hidden cost of not knowing English. Every single day that you don't speak English, you are literally losing money. Opportunities are passing right in front of you, jobs you can take or apply, guys you can talk to, knowledge you can understand. And think about this: two people have the same talent. They are both designers, accountants, whatever, but one of them speaks English, the other doesn't. Who gets the international client? Who gets the promotion in a company that needs to deal with foreign partners? And it's always gonna be the one that speaks English. So yeah, and I here's the brutal truth: the one who doesn't speak English will often end up working more hours for less money, just because of that barrier. No, that is the cost. It's like being in a race, but you're carrying a heavy backpack while the others are running free. You can run fast, you can work hard, but you will never catch up because the way of not knowing English is slowing you down. And yeah, let me tell you something. The world doesn't wait for you. It can apply for everything else, not just about this. The world doesn't wait for you. Opportunities doesn't um, don't wait for you to be ready. And by the time knowledge gets translated, by the time someone explains it in your local language, it's already all news. The money was already made. And not knowing English keeps you locked inside a smaller box. Your economy becomes smaller, your options shrink, and the longer you stay there, the more expensive it gets. Because while you're standing still, um, others are others are moving forward. So don't think of English as something optional. Think of it like rent. You either paying the price of learning it now, or you will keep paying the price higher. You know, the price of missing opportunities forever. And believe me, the price is way more painful. And now listen, it doesn't matter if your English right now is basic, intermediate, or advanced. What matters is that you can take action and you can use English as your economy passport. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait until your accent disappears or until you know every single grammar rule. People don't pay for your perfect English. People pay for the value you can bring using English as a tool. You know, every single day you practice, you're not just learning a language, you're building a weapon, an advantage that can literally change your financial future. So, here's the bottom line: English is not just about traveling or culture or entertainment. It's about freedom, it's about money, it's about options. And learning English can be the decision that takes you out financial struggle and puts you in a global league. So next time you study, don't think of it as a homework. Think of it as an investing. I'm sorry, in your freedom, your wealth, and your future. Because English doesn't just change your life. English can make you literally rich.